What's up guys, Jim here, back with another video. Today I'm on the bike. Eagle-eyed viewers might realise it's a different bike. What's going on? Well, long story short, I'll probably go into it a bit more, is I ended up swapping it for this beauty. This is a CB1000R. Safe to say it goes like stink, especially compared to the old Trumpet. And I actually met one of the coolest dudes ever who I swapped it with. He wanted the Trumpet. He messaged me on Facebook. And we got talking, but I'll tell you more about that in a second. Oh, listen to that sound. Although the back brake is pretty atrocious on this. That exhaust makes it sound a lot faster than you're actually going. The exhaust may be a tad loud for my liking, so I've ordered a decibel killer just to put in it, because I'm a bit of a pansy like that. I should go up in a minute, find somewhere to pull over and show you the bike, see what you guys think. I've not been out on it too much. It's probably my first proper ride on it, bar to work or whatever, because I've actually been on holiday in the meantime. Just got back yesterday. If I can take out the old bike. Oh look, sports guys are nodding at me again. I'll just pull over here, give you a quick look round. Whee. So yeah, here it is, my new Honda CB1000R. It's in pretty good nick. It's done about the same mileage as my Triumph did, 23,600. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. See that shorty exhaust, I believe that was an Akrapovic. The geezer said it was a full size one, but he cut it down. It had a little bit of damage on it. It was one he had knocking round. It did have a two-piece shotgun thing on, which he said was unbearably loud. Although this is still pretty loud. So far all I've done to it's put a little battery charge cable on it and change the front brake fluid. I still need to do the clutch and rear brake fluid, so I'll end up getting around that at some point. Just a little bit of wear on the frame and the scuff plate. I'm going to get some carbon fibre ones of those, maybe some front and rear crush bobbins. That's probably about it, what I'm going to do to it. I'll give it a little rev so you can hear the sound. As you can see, it sounds pretty mean. Upside down forks. It's a 2009 model. So yeah, first impressions of it, pretty good. I like it. Go for a little ride and I'll tell you about the how it came about and why I got rid of the Trumpet or Triumph. It was a good bike, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that particular bike was for me. You know, with some bikes you instantly click with them and you love them. I was the same with my ZX6. I loved that bike till I got rid of that. Stay there. I loved my bike till I got rid of that, and I sort of missed it. I mean, the Triumph was great to look at, and you could customise that to as much as your heart desires. Unlike probably something like this, but I don't know, something just wasn't clicking with me with it. So I put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Being as I tend to spend a lot of my time on there, and I had a lot of time wasters. A lot of people asking me, oh, would you swap for this? Would you swap for that? One guy in particular kept trying to swap for Kawasaki ER6N, and I thought, yeah, maybe something I'll give a try. Although I didn't particularly want one, but he would text me every Sunday, will you come down to London, bring the bike to me? No, you've messaged me, you want the bike, you come to me, stop wasting my time. And I really did want CB1000R. I looked at them, thought, well, it's the best of both worlds really. It's upright naked, and it's got a lot of power if you've got the corners to twist the throttle that much. Not that I really do, because well, look at me now. This is how I ride most of the time, just pot around really. So anyway, a lot of people messaging me, wasting my time. Then this one geezer messages me, and he says, I've got a CB1000R. If that's the sort of thing that interests you, worth about the same, I'll swap with you if you fancy it. And I was like, I'll send us some pics then. Really expecting it to be yet another time waster, if I'm honest. And he sent me some pics. I was like, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Just the kind of thing I was after. And so I messaged him back, yeah, I'd be interested in that. Expecting him to like do the usual time wastery thing, ask me to meet up with him or address or something, and then just go silent like the other guys. Some of the other guys did. Obviously you get people offer you like silly low money as well, you're just like, go away mate. But yeah, I messaged him back, we spoke back and forth. He seemed like a genuine buyer, seemed like a decent fella through what you can gather through messages anyway. And I said, well, how do you want to do this then? Do you want to come over or what? And it turned out it's only up the road really. And he said, yeah, I'll come to you if you want. He'd got a few things to do that day, but he could come tomorrow, or if I wanted to, I could go to him later on in the evening. So I thought, oh, why not? It's only up the road. It's one last ride on the Triumph if I end up swapping it. If not, it's not too far, and I've had a nice ride out on the Triumph. So went with my mate. My mate drove my car, and when I met the geezer, went outside his house, and he come down. And the first thing he said to me was, "What's someone your age got a fat old man's bike for?" I thought that was pretty funny, to be honest. I was like, yeah, well. I made a little joke back, said I've been watching too much TV. Sons of Anarchy, I think I'm a bad man on it, don't I? Anyway, he had a little look, he was just looking at it, walking from side to side, and he's like, yeah, it's alright, isn't it? It's quite clean. I said, wow, gets a little bit of attention, you know, like when I go places and that. He looks up quite casually and says, yeah, that's just because it's shiny. It was quite funny, he was. I was like, alright, okay, so anyway. Come on, let's go and have a look at this bike then, if you want it. So I went up where he was keeping it, and he showed me around it. Started it up, and I was just like, wow, that is loud. He brought it to outside his front of his house where me and my mate stood. See, at the time I weren't insured to ride it straight away, so I rode my bike over there and my mate was in my car. And my mate, who was insured to ride on any bike, he was going to take it around the block for me. Truth be told, he's a much quicker, better rider than I am. So I says, well, go on then, mate, take it round the road. So he goes off, and I kid you not, this is probably how he left the geezer's house. He was like, like that. So he got round the corner, nice and gentle. I was stood there with the fella and his missus, and then as soon as he got round the corner, all we heard for the whole time of his road test is ba, 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 ba. Absolutely nailing the bike. And I was sitting there like, oh crap, this is awkward. You just let my mate go out on your bike and you can blatantly hear him nailing it. But he was alright, he laughed and joked about it. He said, bloody hell, that's loud, isn't it? He's giving that some. I was just like, yeah, sounds that way, doesn't it? And then when my mate come back down the road, it's like, must have been going probably about this speed, looking all nonchalant, like, yeah, I've just been out for a tiny little tickle, you know, nothing too bad. And I said to him, mate, you can cut that crap, we've just heard the whole road test all the way. You have not just given that a tiny little tickle round the block, you've nailed it. Well, anyway, I went back into the bloke's his property and got talking and stuff, and he's actually got a YouTube channel himself. He doesn't actually know about mine, but he was mentioning that he's probably going to end up chopping it up at some point, making some sort of custom hardtail. And yeah, I said to him, oh, after the road test, I said, do you want to road test the Triumph? And he just looked at me. He'd not even touched it, not put his hand on the handlebar, nothing. He just looked at me, smiled and said, nah. I said, you what? You don't want to road test it? He's like, nah. Got here, didn't it? And I was like, well, yeah, it did get here. He's like, that's good enough for me. I'm only going to chop the arse end off it at some point anyway. And I just laughed. I was like, oh, fair enough. But he showed me a few of his other projects while I was there, and he really is a cool dude. He got a dog, and I'm a bit wary of dogs. I used to have a dog when I was younger, and I was fine with them then, but I've been so long without a dog, it's get a bit wary of them. I've nearly been bit by a few of them as well, which probably don't help. And he said, are you alright with dogs? I was like, not really, mate. I'm a bit wary of them, to be honest. So he said, oh, you're a bit of a puff, are you? Don't worry, I'll put it. Get back on your own side of the road, you twat. So yeah, you're a bit of a puff, are you? Like, in a jokey way. Put his dog away. Turns out his dog's, you know, quite friendly from what I can gather. But I suppose dogs are always friendly around their owners and that. Me being a bit wary, better safe than sorry. Yeah, so that's where the Triumph went. I got this. Rode it to work twice, probably, which ain't very far. He's already done a lot more to the Triumph than I ever did, or ever really wanted to do. You know, to me it was a nice looking bike, but that was about it. I didn't really want to ride it too much. It gave me backache, if I'm honest, when I rode it, because you sort of sat in your armchair like this, you know, like a bad man, and well, like he described, a fat old man. And gave me backache to the point where I didn't actually want to ride it that much. So yeah, that's it, it's gone. Oh, that's where that leads. So yeah, if any of you do fancy seeing the Triumph again, or watching a YouTube channel that is 1,000, not even 1,000, it's 1,000,000 times better than this one, to be honest. It's just so interesting. He's such a nice fella. Go check him out. It's called Doghouse Customs. There's a lot of interesting stuff with Royal Enfields, and he had one bike which was turboed. That looked interesting. My mate's eyes lit up when he seen that. He was like, look, it's a turbo, it's a turbo. I was like, yeah, alright, calm down. But the bloke, like I said, it's from just a short visit with him and talking to him a bit, you can tell he's one of the most genuine, down-to-earth geezers you can meet. And hopefully I'll meet up with him some more. So yeah, Doghouse Customs, some of the stuff he's done on his channel, it's pretty phenomenal. I mean, he makes all sorts of stuff from scratch, metal, just bends it how he wants, welds it, sprays it, and you would think that he'd just bought it out of a shop and some machine had made it. It's really good. But anyway, that's enough ass kissing. If you want to check him out, go ahead. I would encourage you to. His content is top notch, absolutely top notch. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Just thought I'd share the funny story, I thought it was funny anyway, of how I've got my new bike, what's happened to the Triumph. You'll probably can expect to see me out in this a lot more than you did the Triumph. It's just a nice bike to ride, really. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Until next time, peace.